Hey guys, we kicked off our Wex at Home challenge this week and we thought it'd be fun if I did it along with you. So I've written myself a rather strange shopping list of food colouring, tins of baked beans and baby oil. And I'm just going to be using these three things along with a couple of other bits that I actually already had in the house to create some abstract images. The first setup will be using the baby oil, and I've got some kind of cool colourful backgrounds, so we'll get some weird abstract shots of the oil with these kind of colourful backgrounds. And then the second setup, all I'm going to use is a glass of water, some food colouring and a light to catch some of those moments when the colouring disperses into the water. But let's just get started and you can see how I do it. So what I'm going to do is I've dropped some baby oil into this now. And what I'm going to do is I'll grab my GH5, I'll set it to as close focusing as possible, and then what I'll do is I can go and get some pictures of this baby oil sat on top of the water. And because I'm using this sequined pillow, you get some really cool effects. So there's some with it standard now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a bit of food colouring in. I'll actually try and get the moment I do it. So now I'm moving on to my second setup, which as you can see is a bit ridiculous. I've got 4 tins of beans under my dish, which gives me a little bit of distance from the background, so the background will be even more blurred out, which is definitely a good thing because I've got this kind of funky green and white tray. And then what I've done is I've just chucked a load of dead leaves that we've got from one of our plants that's dying in our house under it. And then what I'm hoping is going to happen is when I take the photos, is that the background will be sort of out of focus enough that it will just look like this weird mess of sort of brown, green and white textures. So I'm just going to have a go and let's find out. This time I'm using a light to light the bottom of my image just to give it a little bit of added texture. I've also, luckily I have spotlights in the room that I'm in. So the spotlights are reflecting off the water and giving it this quite interesting sort of bokeh. And now I'm on to my second little challenge which I wanted to do. So I've set up a light directly behind this glass of water, and lucky we've got a reflective table here. So you can actually see the water reflected in the table. And again, I'm just going to be dropping in a little bit of food colouring. I'd actually say these are my favourite images I got for the challenge. Somewhat to do with, I love the symmetry of the images, but it's really about the colour. I think the colours just look awesome. I love how vibrant they are, how much they pop from the background. And then say if I take this red image here, I love the fact that we've got these tiny bits of orange coming through from the light behind, because this kind of red and orange, it gives like quite a nice cohesive colour palette to it. So that's it, that's the first Wex at Home challenge complete. It took me like 20 minutes, half an hour, so it's really easy to do and I'm quite happy with the images I produced. I used an insanely basic equipment setup. All I really was using was my GH5 and my 12 to 35mm lens. The reason I chose this lens and this camera is because they're my closest focusing lens. So I needed it for the abstract oil shots. You need to get quite close, so it's useful having a macro or something, you know, something that does have that really short minimum focus distance. But apart from that, I did use one light as well, but actually for the first few images, I didn't even use the light, so that's not 100% necessary if you don't want to use it. And I'm really happy with the images I've shot, and I've been really enjoying looking at the images that you guys have been submitting throughout the week. So I'd just like to say, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it inspired you to give this challenge a go yourselves, and thanks for watching.